Did you know ancient civilizations had their own form of numeration dating as far back as 3000 BC? Through my experience as a math education major at Washburn University, I have gained a vast understanding of mathematics, one area being math history. Today I would like to explore with you one of my favorite math topics, specifically numeration, the Babylonian numeration. Numeration is defined as the writing system of numbers. Today I will be answering questions like, what is the Babylonian numeration system? How did it get used? Why was it needed? And how did it impact the progression of mathematics? All my research comes from the math history textbook I used in my class, titled Math Through the Ages, A Gentle History for Teachers and Others, written by William Berlinghoff and Fernando Guevara. I also used Britannica.com. Before I get to the bulk of information, I will briefly describe the who, when, and where of the Babylonian people. The Babylonians lived in ancient Mesopotamia, which is present-day Iraq. Mesopotamia is located in the southwest portion of Asia, nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. This area is commonly known as the Fertile Crescent. The rivers allowed for plenty of resources to sustain life. And thus the Babylonians were able to explore, develop, and discover mathematics. It is believed the Babylonian numeration system began in 1600 BC. So why did they need a numeration system? Well, to record and keep track of production and farming, measurements, and for trade and commerce. They used wet clay tablets and a stylus to wedge symbols in the clay. The tablets proved durable and have survived over many years. In fact, researchers were able to dissect these tablets and learn about this ancient Mesopotamian culture. In order to write these numbers, it is important to understand the base 60 system that the Babylonians used. So today, we use a base 10 system. The base 60 system is very similar. So in each place value had a power of 60 attached to it. So for example, the ones place they would describe as 60 to the 0 power. We define anything to the 0 power as 1 in mathematics. The tens place would be their 60 to the first power. Our 100ths place would be described as 60 squared, and so on and so forth. So these two symbols were used to indicate 10 or 1. Looks like an upside down triangle equal to 1 and a kind of sideways mountain equal to 10. Okay, so to calculate this value, I have written 136 in Babylonian numeration. So what we're going to do is multiply this section by its respective power of 60, and multiply this section by its respective power of 60, then add them together. So that's what this looks like. We have 2 sets of 60, and 10 plus 1 plus 2 is 12 sets of 60 to the 0 power. So then we multiply those two groups, and we get 120 and 12. Finally, we will add those numbers, and we get that 136 equals 136. All right. So the base 60 system has proved to be an effective use of the base 60. Today, we tell time in base 60. So 60 seconds equals 1 minute, and 60 minutes equals 1 hour. Also, the unit circle has 360 degrees in it. 360 is 6 sets of 60. A drawback of this numeration is the lack of 0, which causes some ambiguity when trying to decipher the value. So 136 could be interpreted several ways. Here, it's hard to decide whether or not this is 60 to the first power, 60 to the second power, 60 to the 0 power, and this could be 60 to the second power, 60 to the third power. So placing the position is a little hard to decipher. So that has shown other societies the need for 0 in mathematics. And this led to the path for the implementation of 0 in mathematics later on. So to wrap up, I want to remind you the Babylonian numeration system was a key component in trade and the progression of math, specifically 0. It is only one example of very interesting numerations. To close, I want to challenge you to take 20 minutes of your time to learn about another ancient numeration system. Some other numeration systems include the Egyptian, Mayan, Roman, Greek, or Chinese, and that's just a few. There are several out there. You just got to do a quick Google search and you'll find some really cool information. And in learning about society's mathematics, you will have a deeper understanding of that society's culture. Are there any questions? Okay. Thank you for your time.